Hi friends, welcome to Brooke Does Yoga. My name is Brooke. Let's do yoga together. Today we are going to be talking about Vinyasa. Maybe you've seen a yoga class schedule that says Vinyasa or Vinyasa flow class. Maybe you've been to a yoga class and the teacher has said, okay, everybody, Vinyasa. And you don't know what that means. It's a really common term that we use in the modern, particularly Western yoga world, and it's not often really explained. So let's dive right in. Vinyasa has 3 different meanings that we can look to. Originally, if we go all the way back to the Sanskrit word, it means something like to move forward in a mindful way. Then we come a little bit closer to the modern world. We get this definition of vinyasa being to move with your breath, or this also gets translated as one breath, one movement, meaning that as I inhale, I'm going to do one motion all the way through the end of my inhale, and then for my exhale, I'm going to do one motion all together. For most of us, that means that we are moving mindfully, because it's hard to move with your breath without that mindful piece. So those 2 things go together. Then we come all the way into our modern, again, Western world, and this word vinyasa is often used as a shortcut to denote a particular sequence of poses. That usually looks like plank, chaturanga, up dog, and down dog. Going back to those first 2 definitions of vinyasa, we want to make sure that whatever that sequence is something that we can do mindfully with our breath. So why do we even do the vinyasa sequence? What's the point? The point is, as you probably saw, all of those poses are neutrally hip rotated and they're symmetrical. What that does is it allows the body to do a kind of reset in between our standing flows. It also moves the spine through a full range of motion from extension all the way through flexion, which again kind of enables the body to incorporate the strengths and the stretches that we're doing throughout our practice. So what we want is for this section, I like to call it your kind of choose your own adventure section of your practice, is your vinyasa. This can look many different ways depending on how you're feeling that day, if you feel really strong, if you're feeling energetic or not. So let's start with that first part of the vinyasa, plank. We might take this full strong plank. We might set the knees down for a supported plank. A little bit less weight here, particularly in the wrists. It's a really great place to continue to build strength. And even if you've had a long-standing practice, this is a great place to go to remind yourself of the actions of plank. We may also take even more weight out of the wrists here and go to a tabletop. So just a full all fours, hands and knees. That's great. Then we'll move on to the heart opening portion. That might look like, from your tabletop, just taking a cow pose, reaching your heart through the arms. We might, if we're in that supported plank, lower down to the belly, take a little baby cobra here, just lifting up, working on your lower back strength. We might press down into the hands, cobra pose, or press tops of feet down, upward facing dog. So lots of options there. Then we can go all the way back to downward facing dog. We might come through a sort of modified child's pose and then find downward dog. We can always set the knees down, walk the hands forward for a puppy dog pose. This again is a little bit less weight in the hands. We may just choose to skip the whole thing and take child's pose. We might choose to skip the whole thing and take downward dog and just stay here. hopefully that gives you some ideas for how to approach the next time a yoga teacher says to you, and now Vinyasa. And hopefully you feel empowered to take that part of your practice, that part of any yoga class that you're taking, whether it's my classes here on YouTube or social media, if you're doing your own home practice, or if you're at a yoga practice in your community. Hopefully you feel like you can take that section, choose your own adventure, and listen inside, do what's right for you, and move with your breath. Thanks for joining me. If you have any comments or questions, let me know. I'm happy to answer and maybe make another video about any of your questions or suggestions.